Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Jenofeve Designs, and we are working with the Wanderlust printable mini album templates. And I decided to switch gears just a little bit because I had a thought that might be fun to do while we are building our album, our hybrid album. It's a mini album slash traveler's notebook type thing. So I thought, so we've got so far, we've got the covers, we put the main base pages in, we've made this page with an insert, and then we did an envelope. And then the next thing I was going to do is the other two inserts. But then I thought, why don't I make the actual traveler notebook, why do I say traveler? It's travelers. Why don't I make the traveler's notebook inserts, or at least two of them for now. And then we could work in them, or I could work in them, or I could do like a journal with me throughout this whole process in those inserts. Does that make sense? So I think that's what I'm going to do really quick, just really quick. So I'm going to put this aside. As usual, the templates will be linked below in the Show More section. The playlist for the Wanderlust will be linked below in the Show More section. Videos that I mention, or how to make my workbook, all of that jazz will be down below in the Show More section. So be sure to check that space out. If you're on the phone, it's just a little arrow that you push and all of that drops down. And the Floral Whimsy will also be linked down there below too, because we're going to be using some of that today. So what I did was I printed off, this is actually page 10, which is this one right here. So this is the traveler's notebook insert. So what I did was printed two of them off. Actually, first what I did was I printed 2 pages from the Floral Whimsy. This one is from the PDF number 2. It's got the postcard on it. And then this one is from a PDF number 1. And it's the wood background. They're both the portrait. They're both the landscape. It's got the wood, and it's got the script, and it's got the pretty pink and purple flowers on it. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would make a notebook, and I thought I would make an actual traveler's notebook junk journal memory keeping. So one's going to be like a writing, note taking, and then the other is going to be like a memory keeping. And then I also printed off on a piece of vellum. This is page number 4 right here. This is not part of the templates. Remember, this is the template I used on the pockets. I just stuck it there. So this one I think I'm going to use in this, and on this cover. Oh, also on the back, this is the shades of color. This is number 8. Let me check. No, this is number 7. So I printed the lightest one from the shades of color and the brown one on the back of that one. And then on the back of this one, I printed the purple, and it is shade 17. So that's what I printed on the back of here. So it ended up going through my printer 3 times. So I think I'm going to put these vellum pockets on the inside of this one. So I think that'll look pretty cool. So also, I have also printed this one off. This one is from the PDF number 3 in the Floral Whimsy. I thought it would be fun to show you tracing it out, because I thought it would be fun to have a cover like that using the lines that would actually be a good album cover as well, because it already has the 2 lines there. So I thought I would just show you. I'm not going to make this one, but I thought I would just show you tracing it out and stuff. So also what I did was I printed out, remember each one of these templates come with a set of vintage papers. So these are sized to go inside your traveler's notebook or your mini album. Okay, so do you guys remember, I don't know how many of you remember, you guys were wanting me to show you how I made this. This is the book I took to Maidicon in March. And I've got a few videos on me doing some things inside of here, and you all were like, please show us how you made it. Well, I couldn't yet, because like this is one of the pages. This is this page in here. And then I used that, I cut it apart and used it on just as a pocket. So I could, I just glued it on top and bottom side. So I was trying to kind of like wait and get you guys to wait because I knew I was working on this. And there it is again. So the paper I used was the white, I'll show you. It's like the white dot grid. Whoops, where did those come from? Oh, I'll have to figure that out. I don't know. I'm just gonna, I guess I'll stick them here because I don't know where they were. And I had made the whole book out of that, so I had to be creative. I used ink and I used paper and stuff like that. Look, I still have all these pages in there. But I had to be creative to cover up some of that, right? So there's this page again. I just love that page. I think it's one of my favorites. So anyway, so that is why you guys have not seen me show you how to make this yet, because I've been waiting for this template to be done and ready to go. So I'm going to put this one aside. So what I've done, where's my little pile? I've printed some of these off. So here's one of the pages, and some of them I printed on the back. So this was the page I was literally just talking about. So I printed that off, and I've got it white on the back. Here's another one, and I've got it white on the back too. There's another one, and again, white on the back. And then this one's upside down. No, it isn't. Here's another one. Really cool, but I printed the purple flowers and the brick on the back side of that one. And then here's another one, and I printed this pretty one. This one is from the fourth PDF in the Floral Whimsy, and I just love it. I thought it was pretty, so I printed that on the back side of this. Now all of these have been printed on 32-pound white paper. I printed off everything because I was trying to figure out, and I may not use everything that I'm showing you, but I also want to use, oh, that's upside down. I also want to use this library card pocket and library card. So I printed that off, and then here's the rest of the pages. So I've just got them sitting here for, maybe I'll cut them out if I don't put them in the journal right away. Maybe I'll go ahead and cut them out and have them ready to go. But I do know I'm going to be using that. So another thing that I printed out, let me scoot those aside, is page 13, this envelope. I printed it onto coffee stained paper. Can you guys see that? Coffee stained paper. So I thought what I would do is put this in the center signature of the Junk Journal Traveler's Notebook one. I thought it would look really pretty. So, and I also wanted to show you that you can print onto coffee stained, paper if you so desire. And I think it looks pretty cool, actually. I think it looks really cool. I mean, it didn't print perfect, but that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. So I printed that off as well for the center. And then I also grabbed some other like coffee dyed papers, some book pages, some taller book pages, shorter book pages. I don't know what all's going to go in it. I just thought I would gather some things together. So I don't want to put too much in it. So let me put this up. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is, if I have time, I will do this one, but I'm kind of having a feeling like this is going to be a longer video. So, or maybe I'll break it up into a couple videos. Maybe I'll do one type and then the other. Okay, so let's start with, I'm going to cut these three things apart. I've already shown you how to put this envelope together, and I'm going to cut all the way around the edges, but I'm going to leave all three pieces together, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I cut these three out, and I wanted to make a point of a couple of things. One, if you coffee stain paper or tea dye paper or whatever, you know that these scraps are precious. It takes a long time. That is a very time-consuming process. So I am keeping them all. And of course, there's a label there that can be used as well. So even the little tiny little strips, I am keeping them. So I'm putting them with my other stuff. So I'm not going to glue this together because I'm going to be sewing this signature. I did want to make a point. Oh, let me put my ink. I inked this one on the back. So this is a full sheet, and this Traveler's Notebook cover is basically a full sheet. but the copyright is right here on the edge. So in this case, it might have been better just to trace both of these out. It doesn't bother me. I can see it just a little bit. It doesn't bother me, and if it doesn't bother you, it can be covered up, maybe not with ink, but it can be covered up with something else. But maybe it's better to trace the very large one. So I just wanted to point that out. I had forgotten about that you can see just teeny tiny little bits when you print out the covers. So I think we're going to start with this one first. I think we're going to do the junk journal Traveler's Notebook first. And it's not really a junk journal. It's really not. It's just going to have a different variety of things in it. But we're not going to go crazy. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it basic. We're going to start off slow. So I think I will do this in another video. This one, and maybe do where I trace it out. So that'll be the next video. I'll do 2 separate videos because I feel like this one's going to get a little long. And we're not going to put our pockets on just yet. We're going to wait until we sew everything together. So I'm going to set both of those aside for the moment. And there's my envelope. Okay, I do want to use these 3 papers. Not these 3. I do want to use these papers, I'm pretty sure. So, okay, so let me just show you what I'm going to do for some of them. Like for this one, I'm just going to trim all the way around the outside, leaving all 3 pieces together. And I'm going to use this as a flip out or a pocket. So I'm going to leave this one all intact. This one I'm going to cut this off. So can you see there's a little bit of a white line? So I'm going to trim out all the way around, except I'm going to cut this away from this piece here. And on this one I'm going to do the same. These 2 pieces are going to stay together, but this piece I'm going to cut away. Yep. And this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I think that one might be cool as a, you know what, I'm going to leave this one on. I'm going to leave that one on. And then this one, I'm going to cut that one off, and I'm going to leave these 2 together. So the only 2 that I'm going to leave together are these 2. So I'm just going to trim around the outside edges, and then these I'm going to trim those extra pieces off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got them all cut out basically, and then here's the 3 extra pieces. So I'm going to set these aside for now. So those are the 3 pieces that I actually cut off. So I'm just going to go through and start folding these in half. I don't think I'm going to ink any of the pages. I'm not sure yet. And so this one is actually kind of neat. So I'm going to fold this one in half. This one's fun if you cut it apart and then you glue it down to a page. It looks pretty cool. So it's got some torn parts. So I'm just going to put it together, and I'm just going to cut both sides out at the same time. So yeah, so I don't think I'm going to ink the pages because it can be done, you know, as I'm working through the Traveler's Notebook. So I'm just going to leave them be. So this one's white on the one side. Yep. Okay, so then this one just gets folded in half. Ooh, I didn't trim that one out very well. Oh well. And then I didn't fold it very well. Perfect. Okay, and then this one, so I'm going to take this little flap that I left. I'm going to fold it in half. Or fold it in half. I'm going to fold it over. Then I'm going to fold this whole sheet over. Just like that. So now we have something that looks like that. Super cute. And so this one, I didn't cut this part off, but I didn't slice that off either. So what I thought I would do, so I think I'm going to do a tear. Well, let's do it like this. Let me mark it so that I want the tear to be a little bit more clean looking. So that's why I'm tearing it this way. Yeah, a clean tear. How do you have a clean tear, right? But it ends up looking like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this edge over like this. That'd be a cute pocket, won't it? And then I'm going to fold the whole thing over. Like that. And then I'm going to trim these rounded corners. And it should be pretty close. And if it's not, that's okay too. We'll just shorten that puppy down even a little more. Yeah. So now we got something that looks like that. And then, so there's all the printed pages and my envelope. So then let's do some of these. This is coffee stained paper. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I could either do it this way. Well, you can fold it one of two ways, really. So let's fold this one lengthwise. So this is like, I think this was like school paper. Just lined school paper, loose leaf paper. It kind of looks like that. So that'll fit in there barely. I might have to trim that up. But then you can also, if you wanted to, you could make a pocket. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to fold it up like that. Oh, you know what I didn't do, you guys? Let me, just real quick, I'm going to score the cover. Score it there. And I'm going to score it here. And then for the part that's going to be the spine, I'm just going to barely bend it over, but I'm not going to crease it. I want it to be a little bit more flexible for when I'm adding the pages and stuff in. But I did crease that one. So this will be in there like that. Yeah, see, it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to get my paper trimmer out and trim this down just a hair, just so I know that it fits. Well, let's just go to 4. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Let's just go to 4. Okay, so the pocket's actually facing the wrong way. Just go in like that. So it could be a pocket like that. Right? That's cute. Okay. So then the other way you could do it is, oh, this one's got a torn. Let me use this page as a gauge. You can fold it this way on the long side this time. Like that. And then you can fold this extra piece back, and it too can be a flip out or a pocket or whatever. So it will fit in there. I just need to trim it down to size. So I'm just going to mark it with my pencil. That way we don't have to measure. So I'm going to set that one aside to trim. And then, oh, this must not have been the book page. This is loose leaf paper. So I think I'm just going to add this one in this way. Or should I do it this way? Let's do it that way. And then we'll cut that one down to size when we cut that one. And this one feels like it's a little bit heavier. of a cardstock. It's pretty though. I might do a fold out again, another fold out. Let's see. Just because I like this color. This color of the coffee dye, this soft, creamy, vanilla-y color. I don't know, I just like it. Will that fit in there? Yes. Okay. So I just need to cut some of these down. I guess I should mark this one too, huh? So again, like I said, do not throw your scraps of coffee dyed paper away. That would just be terrible. Let's go ahead and do these two together. That'd be cute in there as well. That one's, oh, I do know I need to cut this one down just a hair. So we're gonna cut it down, maybe not quite to 4. Yeah, we better go. No, let's, okay, does anything else need to be cut down, or is everything else? Okay. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna get out. So I like the pocket, but I think, oh, you know what? No, I want to get some of these book pages out. That's what I want. This is from an old book that's fallen apart, and since the signature is actually still like a signature, I think I'm just going to grab a couple of these pages, cut them down to fit inside the book, or let's see, I could make, oh, you know what I could do? I could, because who doesn't love tuck spots? I can make little tuck pockets out of the extra. And then this one, should I cut this one down? I don't want to, but I'm going to, and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter than the rest. And so I'm going to keep those with my scraps. And then these big book pages here, let's try, these are cool because there's like 2 columns of words, so I'm just going to fold it in half at that column there. And then folding them in half again would be too short. So I think I'm just going to cut it down to size, or around aboutsies. Let's just cut it right there on that straight line. Boom. Maybe I'll add that in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shorten these up a little bit. Okay, and then I think that will be it. I think that'll be it. We know this is going in the center, so I'm not even gonna have that in the mix. And then which one of these 2 have prints on them? These 2 right here. So I need to keep that in mind. And that's a shorter page. Okay. I'm wondering if this one is too long. No, it might not be too bad. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with I'm going to start with this one because it's a little bit thicker, and then we're just going to build out from there. I just need to make sure that one, I feel like it's sticking out, like it printed bigger than the rest, but anyways. Okay, so we got that. And then we could put one of these book pages in here. Like that. And then what about, how would that look next to it? I think that would look pretty. So let's put that in there. Okay, doing good so far. And let's do another one of these. And let's do a book page. A little short. Oh, you know what we do? We have the little short doodads. We can't forget those. That might be, we might use that like more as like an embellishment. That might be what we do with that. Let's scoop that aside. 2 book pages. Nope. How about this page? And then that page. So you're just kind of building. Let's see how we're doing. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and stick that page in there because I want to make sure I get that. Let's do that with the envelope. Put that in there. That one might be too long. It is. So let's put this one in the front. Yeah, that's much better. So let's do this, 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 and then the envelope. All right, what do I need to, I need to trim this one down. It looks like this is the only one I need to trim down. So I'm gonna do that just real quick. Since it's in the center, it's gonna stick out a little further. I mean, it should match the actual page size exactly. So you might have to do a little trimming. I guess we could have punched it instead. That would have been pretty cool. Like a little decorative punch. Should we have done that instead? Let me see if I have one. Hold on. Let's do this one. This one is, oh, I don't even know. Martha Stewart, but that's about all I got for you. What did I do with that page? Here it is. Wonder if it'll go through 2 pages at one time. Let's have a look-see, shall we? It will. So this is probably prettier than cutting it short. Yeah. Why not? Just a little something. I didn't think I cut that right. Or punched it right or whatever. Oh, might as well. There. Why not? That's also something you can do after it's in your book. You don't have to do that beforehand. I should have done that instead of trimming it off. I should have just done that. So now we've got a fun little decorative edge and then our envelope. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to grab something. I'm going to grab a paper clip and I'm going to keep this envelope from flopping around like that. I think actually, maybe I'll just do the whole thing. So I'm gonna keep it closed and keep everything together just like that. See, it's not too thick, it's perfect. So I'm gonna paper clip the bottom. Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna get a hole punch thingy, and this is a Tim Holtz Tonic Studios, yeah, what is that called? It's not a pokey tool. Well, I had the package at some point. I guess I threw it away. But we're calling it a pokey tool. So this is the easiest stitch ever. So all we're going to do is we're going to take and poke a hole through the center of the whole signature while it's paper clipped together. We're going to come down here, staying inside the envelope. I'm going to come about 1.25 inches or so up from the bottom. You could get real picky here and measure, but I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. And then about 1.25 inches from the top. So I'm going to try to, I have a bigger needle, so I'm going to try to make my holes just a little bit bigger. Whoop, I think I just made a new hole. Good job, Janet. That's okay. Okay. We want to make sure everything's nice and tidy again. Okay. So you could use whatever you want. You could use wax linen, you could use baker's twine, you could use anything. You could use twine. Twine is really pretty on the outside, but I'm just going to use, this is crochet thread. I'm just going to use this and a big needle. This one is probably, it doesn't have to be this big, but it's got a huge, like, hole. There we go. Can you see? It's got like a huge eye. So, and I'm gonna cut some of this off. The crochet thread. You can find that anywhere in any sort of craft store or sewing store. And I'm gonna thread my needle. I'm gonna start from the inside. Again, easiest stitch ever. Go through the middle, come out the back side, go down to the bottom or the top, whichever. Oop, don't want to lose that. Go all the way to the top. I've showed you guys how to do this before, but I'm just going to show you again. Go all the way to the top, then go back down to the middle on the outside and go on the opposite side of that string. So you got one tail on one side, and then this tail is going to be on the other. And that's it. So now you just want to gently tug a little bit that way, tug a little bit that way, and not too tight because you don't want to break it. And then tie a knot. So we do that. You can do however many knots you want. If you want to do it 2-3 times, that's fine. I'll do it one more time. Right, and then I'm going to cut the string, and I am going to put a dab, just a little bit of art glitter glue, or you use whatever white glue you have is preferable, and put my stopper topper back on there. Okay, so that's it. So we're going to take the paper clips off. I don't know why I put my glue back up. I need it. So now I'm going to close up this envelope. So I'm just going to run a little bit of glue along this edge and along this edge. Same over here. This edge, and close it up. Okay, so now our envelope is now in the center of the traveler's notebook. And then I'm going to close it up and I'm going to give it a good burnish. Okay, there we go. Everything is good and tidy. I'm going to run some ink along the edges real quick. So what do you guys think so far? Yeah? Do we like? Now we've got a really cool, I might have to take some of the white down. You can still see a few white edges here and there. But, alright, so one of the things I want to do, I want to add the 2 pockets on the front, on the cover, but I also want to put, a paper clip here. Just to keep it closed, so when I start putting stuff in there, it won't flop open. But I do now want to do the front and back cover. So I'm going to put a pocket here, and I'm going to put a pocket here. So let me get that page out. Okay, so this is page 4 that I printed on vellum, and I printed the vintage background. So I am going to cut these out, and I'm going to cut this tab off of this pocket, and I'm going to cut, well, it doesn't matter because there's no direction, and I'm going to cut one of the long tabs off of that pocket. So I am going to do that just really quick, and then I will be back. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we just want to, I have the wrong scissors. Why do I have those scissors out? We just want to go through and lighter, notch, tab, what have you, all your corners. These are Tim Holtz Tonic scissors. So we'll do that one. We do this one. Okay, next thing, we are going to go ahead and score all 3 tabs on both pieces. And once again, with vellum, just be so careful. I'm using a bigger ball on the stylus here to be careful not to go through so much. You're still going to have to really coax the vellum, even with scoring. But I think it's such a pretty look, and I love the sound of it, so I think it's worth every penny of it. Worth every penny? Worth the headache? Whatever you want to call it. Remember, the last video I ripped through the envelope, so if I did it again, I would just use the same technique to fix it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go through and prep all the tabs. Yeah, it's also too, like, once it's down, once you've folded it like that, it's down. See, I'm really having to kind of like coax it, but it makes such a pretty pocket. So I am gonna real quick, because I don't want to flip it up and rip it. I'm gonna put a dot of glue in each corner there to hold that down. I'll hold those 2 pieces together because I don't want to like break the vellum by flipping it back out the other way to put the tape on. Do you know? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now I'm going to add, this is double-sided adhesive tape. This is from scrapbook.com. Ooh, I didn't even score well. Goodness. fiance. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the tape here. It's weird having not mitered tape edges. Okay, so let's test this one. This one's going in the front, but actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I actually think I'm going to shorten it just ever so slightly. So I think I'm just going to take, it'll fit the cover perfectly, but I think I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off of it, off the top there. Because I want to be able to get into the pocket just a little bit easier. Okay. I'm going to ink this edge though. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and ink. Oh, in case you're wondering what I'm using. Walnut stain Distress Oxide. Alright, so I'm going to add a pocket here, right there. So cute. Alright, so I'm just going to take the backing off and stick her down. And I'm going to be careful not to get too close to the stitches. So there we go. So if you remember correctly, this is the exact same page, base layer number 4, base layer number 3 that goes into the mini album part. So they all go together. And then back here, this should make another little envelope type pocket because it's got like a flap. So we're going to take the tape off of this. And we're going to add this to here. Just like that. So now we have that pocket. So I'm kind of wanting to like ink this edge here on both sides. I don't know why it's kind of getting on my nerves. Too white. I don't know. Okay, so there's that pocket right there. So things like this can go in there, ready for use. So when you've got like your ephemera and things like that ready to go, but you're not ready to do a page, you just stick it in here and it's ready to go. Or you can stick it in your mini album part and it's ready to go. So I'm going to leave these aside for now. And I'm really digging our little junk journal we did. I'm really digging it. Oh, and thank you to whoever it was who told me to turn off the sounds somewhere. I forget where they told me to do it, but now my phone is not, when I put it in silent mode, it doesn't make any noise. No vibration when I get a text or an email or anything. So I'm super happy about that. Okay, so here we are. There's our finished junk journal. A lot of times I like to use like a bulldog clip or something like that. I may have put too much in here, you guys. We might have to take some of it out to hold it closed, right? Or some seam binding, but let's just go ahead and put it in our book. So I'm going to put it here in this first one, I think. Or do I want to put it in the middle one? Let's put it in the first one. So it just goes in like this. And now, anytime you want to use it, you just pull it out and work in it and then put it back when you're done. That is, of course, if it'll still fit, depending on how fat it gets, right? So I might have put too many pages in, but that's okay. If we come across that problem, then we will fix it when we come to it. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's all I'm going to do today. I'll do the other insert in the next video. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to check the show more section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and hit this little circle right there and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when I upload a video. Here is a link to my shop for all of the templates and the Floral Whimsy digital paper and all the other goodies that are there, and then you may enjoy some of the videos you see up here on the screen. So I will see you guys next time.